Bi'ur Mishnah Daled. Explanation for Mishnah Daled. So, you finished eating the matzah, you did Kiddush, you finished eating the matzah, you finished eating the maror, you finished doing Hillel, Kachas HaHillel, continuation.
Korech.
After it, he doesn't have Korech over here. This is a custom that Hillel used to do. Nobody, we just wanted to be like Hillel, but that's not the halacha. Hillel used to do that. We want to be like Hillel. So that's what he said. That's what we say. But this is, it's not required. Hillel, he wanted to make it extra nice, he used to do it that way. So after that, what do you do? When it's the second cup of wine? Mazgulo kos sheni. Now comes the second cup of wine. Second cup of wine, you do the Birkat HaMazon on. Okay. It's after the meal. Second cup of wine, you read the Agada on. That's the wine that you read the Agada on. Yeah. The read the Agada on. שקוראים עליו את ההגדה. It's the second cup of wine that you read the Agada on. וכאן במזיגת כוס זה, and on this pouring of the wine, הבן שואל את אביו. Over here the son asks the father. ויש גורסים, the other says, וכן הבן שואל אביו. And so the son asks the father. כלומר דין הוא. It says he has to. It's not like a suggestion. It's not like, oh, this is a good time for... so if he asks it here, it's good. No, it says, no, it's a commandment. The son has to ask him. כמו כן בנות צלופחד דוברות, שיהיה הבן שואל במזיגת כוס שני מה נשתינה. That after the pouring of the second cup, the son has to ask the father, what is this? How is this night different than any other night? And if the person doesn't have a smart son, or his son is very young, cannot ask. So since it's halacha, now we have a problem. He's got a 2-year-old. 2-year-old doesn't know what's flying. What is he going to do? Yes, what is he going to do? So im en dat baben lishol, if the son doesn't ask, aviv melamdo. So it says his father says, hey, pay attention. Look, over here tonight is different. This is what we do different over here. Yeah. מסבת ליבו לשינויים שבסדר. He has to show him all the different things that you do during the seder. הוא מסביר לו את טעמי הדברים. So the father has to explain to him, even if he doesn't ask, the reasons for the differences. בברייתא, בגמרא שנו, in the Braita, it explains, חכם בנו שואלו. It says, if his son is old enough and is wise enough, then the son asks him. ואם אינו חכם, and if he's not wise, he doesn't see what's happening, he doesn't see what's flying, he doesn't see that it's different, then who asks him? Then his אשתו שואלתו. His wife has to ask him. Somebody has to ask him. If not his son, then his wife should ask him. V'im lav, and if his wife is not asking him either, so it says, she's sleeping, she fell asleep, the son is 2 years old, he's also sleeping. What do you do now? You stuck only by yourself. Hu shoel atzmo, he says, ask yourself. Yeah, but it has to go through a question and answer. Yeah. That's when we read the Haggadah, that's what it is.
And it's supposed to be that the kids ask.
Yeah, but if
you
ask when you are reading it, everybody's asking. Yeah, everybody's asking. Who shoel atzmo? This is why the custom that we let the kids in every. What do you mean you don't? I'm sure it was your custom by your house. Didn't you go? You said the youngest kid is going to say Manishtana. Is going to sing Manishtana. That's what it is. When you say the youngest kid is going to sing the Manishtana, this is what it is. That's exactly what it is. The kids ask, what is this night different than other nights? This is exactly what it is. Yeah. The custom is in all Jewish houses. You will see that. Yeah. Who shoel לעצמו. So even if there's no young kids, so then the guy asks himself, ואפילו שתי תלמידי חכמים, and even 2 תלמידי חכמים, 2 sages שיודעים בהלכות הפסח, that they know all the laws, שואלים זה לזה. They also ask each other. They also ask the מה נשתנה.
And at that time they had the Haggadah already, or no?
Yeah. It was already established. ואלו הן השאלות. I'm not sure they had all parts of the Haggadah, but they had the major parts. Yeah, the major parts. We're going to see, it probably went through, when we get to go to the Hallel, we see it's going to be, we'll see. ואלו הן השאלות, and these are the questions. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? What is different from this night than all other nights? שבכל הלילות אנחנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה, that all nights we eat חמץ and מצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה, but this night we only eat מצה without חמץ. שבכל הלילות אנחנו אוכלים שאר ירקות, that all other nights we eat all kinds of vegetable, כל מיני ירקות, all kinds of vegetable, הלילה זה מרור. This night we only eat מרור, bitter. ואינו אומר כולו מרור, we don't say all of it מרור, like we say כולו מצה, why? Because we didn't eat all of it מרור, we ate the potatoes, the first one. שהרי אוכלים בטיבול ראשון שאר ירקות, because in the first טיבול it's not כולו מרור, we eat other vegetables. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בשר צלי שלוק, that in all other nights we eat בשר צלי שלוק ומבושל, we cook the sacrifice as we want it, we can cook it, we can bake it, we can roast it, whatever it is, there's no rules for it. הלילה הזה כולו צבי, but this night it has to be roasted. משנתנו היא כדת התנא הסובר, our Mishnah is according to the Tana that thinks, שקורבן החגיגה הבא יום הפסח הרי הוא פסח. That they say the chagiga has to be also roasted. Some say the chagiga doesn't have to be roasted. Yeah? ואינו נאכל על הצלי. So we're going according to the opinion, this Mishnah is going to the opinion that also the chagiga has to be roasted. ולכן אומר השואל, כולו צלי. That's why it says, all of it צלי. Other people who have the chagiga, that they say it's going to be baked, they do not say כולו צלי. Yeah? שאלה זו נשאלת רק בזמן שבית המקדש היה קיים. And this question is going to be asked only when the temple was there, because you can see it. שבכל הלילות אנו מטבילים פעם אחת, that all other nights we used to dip only one time, שכן דרכם היה לאכול בכל סעודה. It says, what do you mean? Who says you need to dip? You don't need to dip ever. It says that was the custom. Every time you ate bread, you ate with, it's like also, it's still in the Jewish culture. תביא לנגב משהו? You know what it is? That's where it comes from. Every meal, you take the bread and you have to dip it in something. You can't just eat. What do you mean? You have to have something to dip in. That was the custom. שכן דרכם היה לאכול בכל סעודה ירקות בטיפול. Their custom was every meal, it wasn't just bread, you have to take vegetables and dip it in hummus, dip it in something, vinegar, in something. בגמרא מגיעים כאן, in the Gemara they say, שבכל הלילות אין אנו מטבילים אפילו פעם אחת, that in all nights we don't even dip even one time, היינו קודם הסעודה, which means before the סעודה, הלילה הזה שתי פעמים, but this night we do it twice. פעם ראשונה מיד אחרי הקידוש, first time after the קידוש, שאוכלים שאר ירקות או חזרת בטיבול, like we said, we eat the potatoes or the onions with salt water, ופעם שנייה באכילת מרור, and the second time we take the lettuce, we eat the maror and we put it in the חרוסת, שמטבילים אותו בחרוסת. הרמב"ם מוסיף את השאלה, הרמב"ם continues with another question, שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבין בין מסובין. By the way, this custom we have the custom like the Rambam, but you don't find this in all Haggadot. All modern Haggadot you have it, but not ancient ones, right? Some people didn't have this. Yeah. That all other nights we eat, whether we're seated, whether we're laying down. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובים. This night we are all laying down. ויש סוברים ששאלה זו נוספה במקום שאלת צלי. There are those say that this question is instead of the roasting. שהפסיקו לשאול אותו מאחרי חורבן הבית, that you don't ask the roasting after the destruction of the temple. ואילו בזמן הבית לא היה כנראה מקום לשאלת הסיבה. And at the time of the temple, you wouldn't ask the question of why are we leaning? Because you leaned every day. There was no question, it didn't make sense. But now, since we don't lean, then it makes sense. לפי שדרכם היה לאסף כבני בחורים גם בכל יום שנה, because that was the custom to always eat this way. ולפי דעתו של בן, continuation, and according to the knowledge of the son, לפי השגת כוחו והבנתו של הבן, according to his intellect, his age, אביו מלמדו, his father is going to teach him. מבאר לו את גודל העניין של יציאת מצרים. He explained to him the importance of going out of Egypt, שנאמר, because it says, והגעת לבנך ביום ההוא, you should say to your son on that day, לאמור, to say, בעבור זה עשה השם לי בצאתי מצרים. It says, for this sake, that I'm going to keep this custom, God took me out of Egypt. And how does he start? How does he tell this son? מתחיל בגנות. He has to start with saying the evil origin of the Jewish nation. בלמדו את הבן מתחיל אב בגנותו של ישראל. He starts with the bad part about the Jewish people. How? עבדים היינו לפרעה במצרים, we were slaves to פרעה במצרים. I think we even start with תרח עובד עבודה זרה היה. Yeah, the Terach was an idol worshipper, and Avraham came from him, and then מתחילה עובדי עבודה זרה היה אבותינו, and then in the beginning our forefathers used to be idol worshippers. ומסיים בשבח, so you end that we started on a low level and we ended in praise. בשבחו של ישראל, we praising the Jewish people. היינו שקרבנו המקום לעבודתו, that God took us out of Egypt, he married us, וגאל את אבותינו מצרים, he took us out of Egypt, עשה לנו ניסים נפלאות, he made for us all kind of miracles, נתן לנו את התורה, he gave us the Torah, והכניסנו לארץ ישראל, and he brought us into the land of Israel, כמו שכתוב, like it says, ואמרת לבנך, you should say to your son, עבדים היינו לפרעה במצרים, we were servants to Paro in Egypt, ויוציאנו השם מצרים ביד חזקה, he took us out of Egypt with a strong mighty hand, למען הביא אותנו, לתת לנו את הארץ, to bring us, to give us the land, אשר נשבע לאבותינו, that he took an oath to our father. ויצוונו השם לעשות את כל החוקים, and God commanded us to do all the laws, האלה, these laws, ליראה את השם, to fear God, לטוב לנו כל הימים, so that it's going to be good for us all the days. ודורש, and he explains, מארמי עובד אבי, from, he explains the deeper meaning of what Lavan wanted to do to the Jewish people. He wanted to make us into a secular nation, pretty much the secular world. Lavan is representing the secular world, universities, whatever it is, the secular world represents. So he has to give that explanation. ומבאר בדרך המדרש את הפרשה ארמי עובד אבי. He has to explain it in the deeper sense, in the midrash sense, what Lavan represents, the modern culture that all the time is trying to take the Jewish nation away from its roots. עד שיגמור את כל הפרשה כולה, until he reads the entire פרשה, כפי שנדרשת בספרי ומדרשים אחרים, just like it explains in the ספרי, in other explanations. So one has to look at the midrash of Arami Oved Avi to understand who Lavan is and what he represents throughout the ages, and to explain it to one's kids.